Did you commit here first, and then we're looking around once Coach Spurrier left?
Oh man, crew was so long ago. I mean, Coach Spurrier left, and then I was kind of looking around, and Clemson was one of the options and things like that. So I mean, I looked around there, looked around everywhere, ended up here.
Did they look at you as a defensive back or as a receiver?
It was kind of like a athlete, I don't know. You have to ask. That's a Dabo Sweeney question. I don't know.
Have the coaches done anything different this week to prepare you for that environment, playing any Tiger Rag in practice, any extra crowd noise, anything like that?
Nah. I mean, we always get the crowd noise going when we play on the road. So, I mean, just the normal crowd noise, normal week stuff.
Do you have family members that grew up rooting for Clemson? Did you have any ties either way when you were growing up?
My granddad played defensive back at Clemson. So, I mean, it's pretty much my only tie there. I mean, it's always being from South Carolina, you're going to know some Clemson fans, some Carolina fans, so,
With the connection to your granddad, did you, as a little kid, did you root for the Tigers because of that?
I was a Georgia fan growing up, but, I mean, I experienced a couple Clemson games, experienced a couple South Carolina games, so, I mean, I never really leaned either way, though,
What was your granddad's name?
Eddie Geathers.
Brian, how much does what happened there when you guys played there last time? I talked to TJ, he said y'all were embarrassed. How much does that motivate you heading into this game this year?
No matter what happened in the past, you should be motivated. It's Clemson, Carolina, so you got to be ready to go.
Will you hear from your grandfather this week?
I hear from him every week, but especially this week, I'll definitely hear from him. But he always, he's always wanting the best for me. He'll tease me a little bit, but nothing major.
Brian, what stands out to you about their defense or maybe even their secondary?
Well, obviously, they got a great front, and they're well coached. I think they do a great job over there, and they're experienced. They've been in the big moments, so they have a good system there.
How important is it for you guys to have some success early? The last couple of times you played them, you haven't. You've been playing from behind the whole game. How important is it to put points on the board the first couple of possessions?
I think it's extremely important for us to start, efficiently and just be able to execute down in every drive and just do our job.
Right, do you go in as an offense thinking you guys had to play kind of a perfect game to upset them?
Everything's not going to be perfect. That's obviously the goal, but we know mistakes are going to happen. It's all about how we respond to things, how we handle each situation. We just got to keep going and keep fighting.
Bryan, do you allow yourselves, does this team allow itself to think, we've got an opportunity here, a challenge to really kind of shock college football and really shake things up?
I'm not really worried about shocking anybody, shocking the world, or shocking this and that. I'm just trying to win another game. I mean, to us, we have to have the self-belief where it's not just a thing, a shock the world thing. It's just we're going out and we're playing and we're trying to get a win.
Brian, you've been through a couple of these already. How different is the energy and the intensity on rivalry week when you're going through practice?
I think, our practices are pretty intense either way it goes. Each week we're striking each other. Each week, we're hitting, and it's physical. So, I mean, even though it's rivalry week, we're still hitting the same way we would hit against Texas A&M, Florida. We play in the SEC, so each week is physical.
How much do you hear about from friends, from family, from people around campus, how long it's been since you guys have gotten the best of them and how important it is to turn that around?
I mean, I hear about it on campus and things like that. I don't really do a lot of stay away from a lot of the online and people that are my immediate family and stuff like that. But you hear it every once in a while.
How do you explain this rivalry to people who you come into your program from out of state or freshmen or transfers? How do you explain this rivalry to someone who's not familiar with it?
It's something that can't be explained. You got to experience it.
Personally, does your intensity and your focus for this week, has it gone up each year because of your desire to end the losing streak against the arch rival?
Nah, I pride myself in being the same person every week, with the same focus and the same mindset. So, I'm going to treat it like another week, and I'm going to go out there and give it my best.
Is this offense more confident than it's been since you've been here? Do you feel like you guys as a group are more confident?
I feel like we're operating at a higher level than we have in past years. I wouldn't say confidence. I feel like everybody on our offense is confident in what we can do and what Coach McClendon has us doing. It's just about going out there and executing.
Is this the best y'all have done it in the last 3 years, you think?
I mean, if you look at the numbers, I would say yeah.
How do you guard against the hype and the emotion of this week?
It's just being focused, being detailed in your assignment and doing your job and winning your one-on-one. The hype and the emotions, all that, when you play offense, all that has to be canceled out and you have to focus on the job.
Now that you've played in a couple of these rivalry games, what sticks out to you when you think of Carolina Clemson from your experience?
Just history. Obviously I grew up watching it, and it's a big deal around the state. So, I would just think, the history of the game that's, we're playing, you're going to be forever remembered, like, at this university of how many times you beat Clemson.
Bryan, you guys talked about getting off to fast starts. You guys have been able to do that the last few weeks. What's the reason for that?
I couldn't tell you, honestly, because if we knew, we would have did it before. So I honestly couldn't tell you.
A couple more questions, guys.
Beyond kind of the final results, is there anything that sticks with you kind of from the last few games, kind of how they went, that sort of thing?
Say that again?
The last few times you played Clemson.
Oh, okay. I just remember us not executing very well, making a lot of mistakes, turning the ball over and just, not doing things that we need to do to win the game.